Hi, my name is Feli, and I'm a Title III teacher facilitator in La Jolla ISD. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to create Seesaw Activities. Hope you like it! As teachers, we must remember that we're not alone in everything that we do.
Whether you're watching this video now during the COVID-19 crisis or months down the road, remember, as educators, we're in this together.
Also, we just want to remind you that if you're not on Twitter, please consider joining so that you can grow your PLN.
You never know, maybe a colleague down the hallway or maybe across the school or even across the nation might have the answer to your question. Follow the hashtags below for more EdTech ideas.
And follow us for more Teachnology tools for your classroom. By the end of this video, we're going to learn the 2 ways to post activities to our library in Seesaw. We're gonna know how to find and modify an activity. We're gonna be able to create an activity. We're gonna experience Seesaw from students' view, and we're also gonna be able to manage students' posts. Hope you like it. There are 2 ways to share with students. The first one is to select Post Student Work. This is where you can share resources, videos, photos, etc., and students can view, edit, and comment on the post. This information was covered on Seesaw Basics tutorial video. Please go back to my YouTube channel if you need a refresher on this. The second option to post an activity to class is to select Assign Activities. This is where teachers can look for ready-made activities or create their own activities designed based on their students' needs. How do we find and modify an already made activity? All we have to do is click on the green plus add button. We go to assign activity, and that is going to take us to our activity library. So if I'm going to be looking for an activity that has been shared by other teachers, all I have to do is go to the activity library community. I need to specify the grade level that I teach. So I'm going to click on 3rd grade. The subject that I'm looking for this activity, English Language Arts, and the topic that I'm teaching or the activity that I want to be looking for. Cause and effect. So I'm going to be looking at the activities and I'm going to find the best one that applies to the topic that I'm going to be teaching next week. So I'm going to select this one right here. I'm going to click on it. And the activity is already made. The instructions are here. The template is ready to go. All I have to do is click on the heart. By clicking on the heart, the activity is placed in my library. Now that you have the perfect activity for your class, you can assign it to the class that you're working with. You can also assign it to all of your classes if that's what you wish to do. All you have to do is place a check mark next to the title of the class, or you can also schedule the activity for a later time. Another amazing thing that the community library allows you to do is to edit the activity if you want to completely make it your own. In order for you to do that, you can click on the 3 dots right here, then copy and edit activity. You can change the name of the activity if you wish to do so. You can delete instructions or add instructions, and you can also record yourself reading the instructions to your kids. If we click on play right here.
Cause and effect. To begin, tap Add. Next, tap the drawing tool. Then,
we are going to listen to the teacher who designed this activity. But come on, we want to make it our own, right? So all we have to do is click on the X, click on delete, and then record myself reading the instructions to my kids. So I'm gonna click on add voice, click on the microphone, and start recording myself reading the instructions to my students. Once I'm ready reading the instructions, I'm gonna click on pause, and my instructions with my voice will be there. I can also change the template or use the template already provided. I'm gonna click on save, and the activity is now there with my name. And now I can assign it to all of my classes, or I can schedule it for a later time. To create an activity, we will need to click on the plus green sign. Then we will need to go to Assign Activity. and create new activity. Right here is where I type the name of my activity. Here is where I type the instructions for my activity. Something that I would love to do is to plan my activity beforehand. So I already have this document here with the activity for today's class. So the activity name is going to be poem analysis. So I'm just going to copy, come over here and paste. Again, I have the instructions ready to go. Copy, and again, right here, paste. Now, something that I would love for you to notice is that I have some coding right here. Once I post the activity, my students are gonna be able to see pictures that represent the buttons that they have to click on when they are working on Seesaw. So I can also record my voice reading the instructions for my kids. So again, we click on the microphone and I start recording the instructions. Once the instructions are ready, so once that I finish my recording, I click again on this red button and the instructions will be ready for my kids. I can also add multimedia instructions or examples. So for that, I usually add a YouTube video or an instructional video that I created myself. Since I'm adding a YouTube video, I am going to click on link. I'm going to paste the URL right here. I'm going to click on the check mark. Check mark again. And the extra help or the video is going to be added right here. The last thing I need to do is add a template for my students to respond to the activity. Since I already created the template, I have it saved in my computer. I'm going to click on upload. Select from computer. I'm going to go to my desktop because I have it saved in my desktop. I have a specific folder for that. So the picture that I want to use as a template is here. It's poem analysis. I'm going to click on open. Green check mark again. And this is how my students are going to receive the activity. This is what they're going to see. Now that I know that it's perfect for them, I'm going to click on the check mark again. Again, I have my title. I have my instructions. I recorded myself reading the instructions. I provided a link, an extra help, especially for my ELL students, because we're going to be analyzing poetry. And I'm also providing the template for my kids where they are going to work on the activity. So let me bring your attention back to the instructions in the activity where I mentioned coding. When I type mic, that turns into the symbol of a microphone, which is a great visual for our students, especially our English learners. Do not forget to click on the link in the description of this video to get a list of all the codes for the Seesaw symbols. So now that my activity is ready for training purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and assign the activity to my LJ Tech I3 class. Now we're gonna be experiencing Seesaw from the student's perspective. So once your students open the class, all they have to do is click on activities and they're gonna be able to see your latest activity that you added to class. So the activity is here, they can click on it, read the instructions, or play the instructions with you reading the instructions for them. Read the poem. This is going to be your first silent reading. After that, record yourself reading the poem out loud. Please use your headphones for these. Then, you're going to have to divide the poem into stanzas. If you don't remember what a stanza is, I added a video from YouTube that is going to be reminding you how a stanza looks like. Then you need to paraphrase each stanza using your emojis. What does each stanza mean? You're going to tell me what you think about the stanza again using emojis. When you're finished, tap the green to add to Seesaw. So they click on the link to watch the video that was mentioned during the instructions. if they don't remember what a stanza is. And once they're ready to work on your activity, they click on Add Response, select his or her name, and the template that you created for them is here. They can start working on it. They can add text, add voice. They can also use the different tools, annotations tools at the bottom of the screen. And in case they need to revisit the instructions, they can click on View Instructions, read them again, or play your instructions again. Once they finish with your activity, all they have to do is click on the green check mark, and the activity has been sent to you. So now we're back to the teacher's perspective. So now I can see that I have a notification right here next to my name, and I also see one unapproved post. I can click on Review, and I can see that now Fernando has added his activity, has finished his activity. He divided the poem into stanzas, and he paraphrased the stanzas using emojis. I have 3 options. I can approve it, I can send it back to Fernando. Fernando will be able to edit it. Back to the student perspective, Fernando will be able to see that the teacher has sent the poem back. He's gonna be able to edit, add whatever feedback I gave him, add anything that I asked him for him to add. Once he's ready, he clicks on the green check mark, and he's sending me the activity again. Now I can see that I have another notification. I can click on Review. Now I see that Fernando has sent me back his work. Again, I can approve it, I can send it back, I can delete it. If I delete it, Fernando will need to start on this activity from 0. Again, I can click on Approve. And if I have several students turning in their work, I can click on Approve All. Just on one click, I can approve all of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on Approve. Go to Class Journal, and Fernando's work will be there. When an activity is no longer needed or relevant for your students, you can clear it from the Activities tab by clicking on Archive Activity. All student responses will remain active in their journals. Stay tuned for more. On the next video, I will talk about how to create clickable activities for Seesaw.